face, the one staring back at you right now. By the end of 2026, that man will no longer exist. Not improved, not slightly better, completely unrecognizable. This is not another motivational video. This is the Mastermind Awakening. Most men will watch this and feel something. They will feel the fire for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. Then they will go back to being exactly who they have always been. That will not be you, because what I am about to give you is not motivation. It is a precise operating system for identity, death, and rebirth. 5 pillars, 1 outcome. You will not recognize the man you become. We are not here to add new habits on top of an old foundation. We are here to execute the old identity so completely that it has no way to return. We are here to install a new operating system so powerful that your old life becomes incompatible with who you are becoming. This is the difference between men who talk about change and the rare few who actually disappear and return as someone their old circle no longer recognizes. In body, in mind, in output, and in presence. Over the next 25 minutes, we will walk through the exact 5 pillars that make this transformation inevitable when followed with precision. Pillar 1 is the reckoning, the brutal execution of the man you have been. Pillar 2 is obsessive clarity, the ruthless identification of the single thing that changes everything. Pillar 3 is environment as architecture, the deliberate design of every input and every space around you. Pillar 4 is embodied discipline, the forging of the physical vessel that carries the mastermind. Pillar 5 is evidence stacking and story rewrite, the daily accumulation of proof that makes the new identity undeniable. These 5 pillars are not suggestions, they are the operating system. And we begin with the only place anything real can ever start, the reckoning. Most men will feel something when they watch this. They will feel the pull, they will feel the discomfort. But feeling is cheap, execution is everything. This is pillar 1, the reckoning, and it is the only place we can begin, because the version of you sitting here right now, the one with your current habits, your current results, your current excuses, your current story, that version of you is not capable of taking you where you want to go. He does not have the wiring. He does not have the identity. He was built for the life you already have. To become unrecognizable, that man must die, not be improved, not be motivated, not be given another chance. Executed. Most men will never do this. They will spend years negotiating with the man they are trying to leave behind. They will say, I'll start Monday. They will say, I just need more discipline. They will say, I'll do it differently this time. They will say anything except the one thing that actually matters. The old self must be killed, because as long as he is still breathing, he will keep producing the same life, the same body, the same results, the same quiet disappointment you feel when you look in the mirror at the end of the day. Look at the areas where you are still completely recognizable. Look at your body. Look at the way you speak to yourself when no one is watching. Look at the first hour of your day. Look at the way you handle pressure. Look at the stories you tell yourself about why things are the way they are. Those are not small details. Those are the fingerprints of the man you have been, and fingerprints do not lie. The reckoning is the moment you stop protecting him. It is the moment you stop making excuses for why he still exists. It is the moment you look directly at him and decide that his time is over. This is not self-improvement. This is identity death. Self-improvement is what weak men do when they are not ready to change. They add new habits on top of a rotten foundation and wonder why nothing sticks. They read the books, they watch the videos, they feel inspired for a few days, and then the old self reasserts himself because he was never actually confronted. The mastermind does not add, he subtracts, he removes, he executes. The man you have been is not your enemy in the emotional sense. He is simply incompatible with the life you now demand. He was built for comfort, for survival, for staying small. The man you are becoming was built for something else entirely. You cannot carry both. Every single day that you allow the old identity to remain in power is another day you choose to stay recognizable. Another day you choose the same body. Another day you choose the same results. Another day you choose the same internal dialogue that has kept you exactly where you are. That choice has a cost, and the cost is your future. The man you see in the image before you has already made this decision. You can see it in his eyes. You can see it in the sweat. You can see it in the way he refuses to look away. He is not negotiating. He is not hoping. He is not waiting for motivation. He has already begun the execution. Now it is your turn. The reckoning does not require perfect conditions. It does not require the perfect morning routine or the perfect environment. It requires one thing only, the willingness to tell the truth about who you have been, and the courage to decide that he no longer gets to steer. You do not need to hate him. You simply need to stop protecting him, because the moment you stop protecting the old self is the moment the new self begins to breathe. This is not the part where we talk about what to do next. This is the part where we decide whether there will even be a next. The man you have been is already dead in the eyes of the man you are becoming. The only question left is whether you will have the honesty to bury him. Once that decision is made, truly made, everything else becomes possible. The obsession, the environment, the discipline, the evidence, but none of it matters until the reckoning is complete. So look at him. Look at the man you have been and decide right now. He ends here. Now that the old self has been executed, we move to the second pillar, obsessive clarity. This is where most men quietly fail, even after they decide that they want to change. They scatter their energy across 10 different goals, 10 different areas, 10 different versions of, I'm going to get serious this time. And because their focus is spread so thin, nothing ever moves in a meaningful way. The mastermind does the opposite. He chooses one thing, not 10, not 5, one. The single leverage point that, if achieved, would make everything else in his life easier or completely unnecessary. That is the one thing. Everything else becomes secondary. This is not about balance. This is not about doing a little bit of everything. This is about ruthless prioritization. Most men are afraid to choose because choosing means admitting that other things will have to wait or be removed entirely. The mastermind is not afraid of that. He welcomes it, because when you finally lock onto the one thing that actually moves the needle, your entire life begins to reorganize around it. Ask yourself this question with complete honesty. If I could only improve one area of my life over the next 12 months, which area would create the biggest positive shift in everything else? For some men, that one thing is their physical body, because once the vessel is strong, disciplined and lean, the mental clarity and confidence bleed into every other domain. For others, it is the development of real skill and edge in their craft, whether that is trading, building or creating. Because once you have genuine competence and proof of skill, money, respect, and options begin to flow differently. For others still, it might be something else entirely. The point is not what the one thing is. The point is that there is only one. When you try to chase everything, you catch nothing. When you obsess over one thing, the rest of your life starts to fall into place around it. Obsession is not a dirty word here. In this context, obsession is clarity weaponized. It is the refusal to dilute your focus. It is the decision to become unreasonable about the one area that actually matters. Most men will tell you they want to become unrecognizable. Then they will spend the next year working on 20 different things at a mediocre level. The man who becomes unrecognizable works on one thing at an obsessive level. That is the difference. Your one thing does not have to be perfect when you choose it. It only has to be honest. You can refine it later, but you cannot move forward with power until you have named it, because without that single point of focus, every pillar that comes after this one loses its force. The environment you build, the discipline you develop, and the evidence you stack will all be scattered if you have not first decided what you are actually aiming at. So, decide, right now, what is the one thing that, if you became excellent at it, would change the game for you? Name it, commit to it, and understand that everything else will have to serve it or be removed. This is obsessive clarity, and once you have it, the next pillar becomes inevitable. Now that you have chosen your one thing with obsessive clarity, we move to the third pillar, environment as architecture. Your environment is not neutral. It is either programming you for the man you want to become or reinforcing the man you are trying to leave behind. There is no middle ground. Every single thing around you is either an asset or a liability. Most men live in environments that make mediocrity comfortable. Their phone is filled with notifications that steal attention. Their social media feeds are designed to keep them scrolling. Their physical space is cluttered with things that pull them back into old patterns. Their circle of people reinforces the same stories and the same level of ambition. And then they wonder why change feels so difficult. The mastermind treats his environment like architecture. He designs it with intention. He removes what weakens him and installs what strengthens him. He understands that willpower is a limited resource. The smarter move is to make the right actions the path of least resistance. Start with your digital environment. This is where most men lose the war before the day even begins. Every app on your phone is either feeding your focus or feeding your distraction. Every notification is a tax on your attention. Every feed is an algorithm trying to keep you in a state of mild addiction. The man who becomes unrecognizable does not negotiate with these things. He removes them. He deletes what does not serve his one thing. He turns off what interrupts his focus. He curates his inputs like his life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Then look at your physical space, your room, your desk, your home. Does it reflect the man you are becoming or the man you have been? Clutter creates mental clutter. A chaotic environment creates a chaotic mind. The mastermind creates spaces that make discipline feel natural, clean, minimal, intentional. Every object in his line of sight either supports his mission or has been removed. And then there is the human environment, the people you allow closest to you, the conversations you have, the energy you absorb. You cannot become unrecognizable while staying surrounded by people who are comfortable with you staying exactly as you are. Some relationships will have to change. Some will have to end. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. The mastermind does not apologize for protecting his environment. He understands that the people and inputs around him will either accelerate his transformation or quietly pull him back. This is not about becoming antisocial. It is about becoming intentional. Every relationship, every space, every piece of information you consume is either moving you closer to the man you want to be or keeping you where you are. Audit it all. Be ruthless, because the environment you tolerate is the identity you reinforce. Once your environment is designed with precision, the next pillar becomes much easier to execute, because now the world around you is no longer fighting against the man you are becoming. It is working with him. Now that your environment has been designed with precision, we move to the fourth pillar, embodied discipline. The mind is either a slave to the body or its master. There is no third option. If your body is weak, inflamed, and undisciplined, your mind will eventually follow. If your body is strong, lean, and forged through consistent effort, your mind gains a foundation it cannot easily lose. Most men treat their body as an afterthought. They focus on mindset, habits, and goals, while their physical vessel remains neglected. Then they wonder why their discipline collapses when things get difficult. The truth is simple. Your body is the hardware. Your mind is the software. When the hardware is broken or poorly maintained, the software cannot perform at a high level. The mastermind understands this. He forges his body first, not for vanity, not for ego, but because he knows that a strong, disciplined vessel makes everything else more possible. Mental clarity improves. Emotional control improves. The ability to handle pressure improves. The capacity to stay locked into the one thing improves. This is not about becoming a bodybuilder. This is about becoming undeniable in your physical presence. It is about building the kind of body that reflects the level of discipline you claim to have. When you look in the mirror and see a man who trains with purpose, eats with intention, and recovers with discipline, something shifts internally. The old excuses lose their power. Training becomes more than exercise. It becomes a daily act of identity reinforcement. Every rep is a vote for the man you are becoming. Every time you train when you do not feel like it, you are killing the old self and strengthening the new one. The sweat is not punishment, it is proof. Nutrition follows the same logic. You cannot build a high-performance mind while feeding your body like an average man. The food you eat either fuels focus and energy or creates fog and fatigue. The mastermind eats like the man he is becoming, not perfectly, but intentionally. He removes what weakens him and adds what strengthens him. Recovery matters just as much. Sleep is not optional. Rest is not weakness. The man who trains hard and sleeps poorly is still building with one hand tied behind his back. The mastermind protects his sleep and his nervous system with the same intensity he protects his focus. This pillar is not separate from the others. It is the foundation they all rest on. A disciplined environment means little if your body cannot sustain the demands of the new identity. Obsessive clarity loses its edge if your energy crashes every afternoon. The reckoning feels empty if you do not have the physical capacity to back it up. Look at the man in the image before you, the sweat on his skin, the intensity in his eyes, the way his body is engaged. That is not just training, that is the daily act of becoming unrecognizable. Your body is the first thing people see, and the last thing your old self wants to surrender. Forge it with purpose, train it with obsession, feed it like it matters, because it does. Once the vessel is strong, the final pillar becomes possible. Now that the vessel has been forged through embodied discipline, we arrive at the fifth and final pillar: evidence stacking and story rewrite. Motivation is temporary. Evidence is permanent. Most men rely on feelings. They wait to feel motivated. They wait to feel ready. They wait to feel like the new version of themselves. And because they are waiting for a feeling, they never accumulate the proof required to actually become that person. The mastermind does the opposite. He stacks evidence daily, small, undeniable proof that the new identity is real, not big dramatic gestures. Daily actions that serve as bricks in the new foundation. Every workout completed when you did not want to train. Every clean meal chosen when the old patterns called. Every hour of focused work protected when distraction was easier. Every boundary held when it would have been simpler to fold. These are not small things. These are the receipts. Over time, these receipts become impossible to ignore. They rewrite the story you tell yourself. The old story says, I am the kind of man who starts strong and fades. The new evidence says, I am the kind of man who follows through. The old story says, I always fall back into old habits. The new evidence says, I protect my standards even when it is difficult. You do not become unrecognizable by thinking differently. You become unrecognizable by accumulating so much evidence that thinking differently becomes the only logical option. This is why affirmations alone fail. You can repeat, I am disciplined 1,000 times, but if your daily actions contradict it, your nervous system knows the truth. Evidence overrides internal dialogue. Proof beats positive thinking. The mastermind treats every day as an opportunity to add another piece of evidence. He does not need to feel like the new man. He simply acts like him until the feeling catches up. And the more evidence he stacks, the faster the feeling arrives. This pillar is what makes the transformation irreversible, because once you have 90 days of stacked evidence, going back becomes psychologically expensive. The new identity has receipts. The old identity has excuses, and excuses lose their power in the face of consistent proof. Look at the man in the final image, the light around him, the calm confidence, the sense that something has shifted. That is not the result of motivation. That is the result of evidence stacked over time until the story changed. Your story will only change when your evidence forces it to change. So stop waiting to feel different. Start stacking proof that you already are. Every single day, one rep, one decision, one protected hour, one honest entry in the journal. These are the bricks. Stack them relentlessly. Because the man you are becoming is not built on hope. He is built on evidence. You have now walked through all 5 pillars. The reckoning, obsessive clarity, environment as architecture, embodied discipline, evidence stacking, and story rewrite. These are not ideas to consider. They are a system to live. The final step is what we call the awakening ritual. It is simple but powerful. Every single day, you will look at yourself, truly look, and ask one question. What evidence did I stack today that proves I am becoming unrecognizable? This is not a journal entry for the sake of writing. This is a daily reckoning. You write down the actions that served the new identity. You acknowledge the moments you chose discipline over comfort. You make the proof visible. Over time, this ritual becomes the mechanism that makes going back impossible. Because the man you are becoming is not built on motivation, he is built on accumulated proof. Imagine the version of you on December 31st, 2026. He moves differently. He speaks differently. He carries himself with the quiet confidence of a man who has killed his old self and stacked enough evidence that doubt no longer has a seat at the table. His body reflects his discipline. His focus is sharp. His results speak before he does. People from his old life will look at him and feel the distance, not because he announced his transformation, but because he became it. That man is not some distant fantasy. He is the inevitable result of executing these 5 pillars with precision. The old version of you ends the moment you decide he no longer gets to steer. The new version begins the moment you start stacking evidence that he already exists. This is the Mastermind Awakening. If this message resonated with you, the algorithm needs to know. Like this video, subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next part of the series, and in the comments write the word awakening if you are committing to this path. The link in the description will take you deeper into the ecosystem if you are ready to go all in with others who are walking the same road. You now have the system. The only question left is whether you will use it. Look at the man in the image one last time. That is not motivation. That is the future version of you. If you are willing to do what most men will not, the reckoning has already begun. Now go become unrecognizable.